Hello. Thank you for joining me as always, and welcome back. Let's talk about some of the foundational ideas here in A Course in Miracles and the sheer simplicity of them. Oh, yeah, simple. Simple ideas, very simple. And whether you're a longtime course student or a newer student or anything in between, or whether you're simply just popping in to check out this YouTube channel because YouTube recommended it, uh, perfect. Yeah, welcome. Wherever you find yourself on the spiritual path, A Course in Miracles is a universally themed and universally applied self-study curriculum. So it makes no difference what your background is. It makes no difference what you're currently doing in your spiritual journey. If anything, no problem. Welcome. There's a message here for you from what I call our inner teacher, which is the Holy Spirit. You may call it whatever you wish. So, whatever that message is, well, actually, you'll know when you hear it because it's meant for you. So, what that exactly is going to be, I have absolutely no idea. It's why this camera and microphone actually are on, because you never know when this proverbial light bulb is going to go off for someone, do you? We don't have any idea as we run about doing our daily thing, working our businesses, going to work, if we work, checking email, eating, sleeping, drinking, sometimes cleaning the house. I don't know, whatever your life actually looks like. We don't actually know when this proverbial light bulb is going to flash on and we're going to get something. And I mean, get it viscerally. Hence these videos. When something lands for you, it is your inner teacher. It's not this thing, not even. Nothing special about the image that you see on your screen. That's not what's communicating to you. Your inner teacher is communicating to you. So I do invite you to keep watching. Now, you may think, okay, what am I actually talking about? Simple ideas. Well, the course is famous for its length. It's lots of pages. I mean, it really is. And that sheer length of A Course in Miracles alone has been famously enough for some people to have it sitting on a shelf for years, thinking, oh man, that thing's thick like the Bible I grew up with. I don't know, man, I don't know. Kind of looks like it. And it sort of does, actually. It's big, it's thick. Yeah. Don't let that intimidate you or stop you in any way. It's a repetition of the same several ideas over and over again in different chapters, in different segments, text, workbook, manual for teachers. They're ideas that are being presented to you in many different ways because, again, we don't actually know what form of languaging is going to cause that light bulb to go on for you. We don't know that. So we get the same ideas over and over again. They're simple. They're so simple, in fact, that we're apt to dismiss them. I mean, that's the way we appear to operate here in the world, where we think that, okay, this is really simple. There's got to be more to it than that. It's got to be more complicated than that. Well, no, it doesn't have to be. Truth is so simple. It simply is. We introduce all of the complications in our mind when we think that it can't be so simple. I mean, really, when you allow yourself to go there and really honestly think about it, which of course I invite you to do, we introduce all of the complications in life into our mind and we heap it on ourselves. And it's needless. So, what ideas are we talking about? Well, God is. Let's start with that. Period. Two words, two syllables. God is. Hmm. Uncomplicated. And if you're hearing this for the first time, the mind wants to go immediately toward what? What is God? What is it? What it's not? What is it not? What are you talking about? There's got to be more to it. No, there's nothing more to it. What's implicit in this statement is very important. Only God is. All else is illusion. In other words, God is the only reality. Boom. Not our reality. You do know that, or you wouldn't be here. Really, because no matter where you find yourself on your spiritual path, you have many times more than once, I'm sure, formulated the idea that there's more to it. There's more meaning to our lives. There's more meaning to everything than just meeting the needs of this. And of course, that's true. We've always known God is, right? Other ideas that are really simple and we're apt to overlook or ignore or deny. Yeah, you have that choice, or run and hide from. There is no world. That is the central teaching of A Course in Miracles. Who's ready for this? Well, I'm glad you are. Yeah, there is no world. The Course says what it says. Here we appear to be, right, as what we think is an individual physical body running around competing for what we deem to be really, really scarce resources, the slice of a limited pie on spinning ball of rock. This means that it's not our home, and we do know that. Again, you do know this, or you would not be interested in spirituality in the first place. If God is the only reality and the spinning world, which is separate from other spinning worlds in our mind, it appears to be different from other planets like Venus and Mars, not to mention the countless other planets and galaxies that appear in the night sky. It's a separation idea. It's not our real home. And again, you know this. If God is the only reality, what's your real home and where are you? Yeah. Hmm. Here's another one that's very simple and very profound. Ideas leave not their source. Hmm. Okay. Ideas leave not their source. Thoughts remain in the mind of the thinker. Thoughts remain in the mind. They cannot be ejected, projected from the mind. They can't be cast out or thrown aside. They remain in the mind of the thinker. All thoughts are negative thoughts, remain in our mind. We think we're getting rid of them by blaming somebody else for our problems and projecting our own deep unconscious guilt onto them because they happen to be standing there. But no, we're projecting that, and the thoughts, those judgmental, hateful thoughts remain in our mind. We're attacking ourselves. The same applies to our extending love and forgiveness. It only appears that we're extending love and forgiveness to somebody else. Yet, thoughts remain in the mind of the thinker. The loving forgiveness thought remains in your mind. You're forgiving yourself. Ideas leave not their source. Here's another meaning of this famous saying from A Course in Miracles. Ideas leave not their source, capital S. God's the only reality. Remember, ideas leave not their source. We are known, all of us, each and every one of us, from your worst political enemies to your abusive ex, to your kids, to your best friend, you, all of us, we are known as the thought of God. Thoughts remain in the mind of the thinker. Ideas, thoughts, leave not their source, capital S. Where are you? Where is your real home? It's where you are. Okay, then. Another profound idea. There is no separation of any kind. We just said ideas leave not their source. Thoughts remain in the mind of the thinker. When we forgive what looks to be somebody else, we're forgiving ourselves. When we condemn what looks to be somebody else, again, we're condemning ourselves. There is no separation of any kind. God is the only reality. We're perfectly at home in Him. There is no separation. This apparent wild ride, roller coaster ride that we appear to be on here on this spinning, wobbling ball of rock is a dream. It's not where we really are. This isn't who and what we really are. God is the only reality. Thoughts remain in the mind of the thinker. We're not separate from God. You are not separate from God. You're not separate from anyone else that appears to be inhabiting this world. You're not separate from God. The supposed separation that's mythologized by the Garden of Eden story in the book of Genesis in the Bible, for example, plus countless other creation myths throughout human history, in many different traditions, this supposed separation never occurred. The separation never occurred. You're perfectly at home where you've always been. Remember, ideas leave not their source. So, this means another profound idea. You always meet yourself. Remember, when we forgive, we're really forgiving ourselves. When we truly forgive. And when we lash out and blame, we're blaming ourselves. We don't get away from ourselves. We always meet ourselves. Why? Mind is completely unlimited. You're completely unlimited. There is no separate other out there. There's no out there. So it's worth delving deeply into these foundational ideas from time to time. You may be experiencing any one of many possible reactions. Perhaps you're overjoyed, and these past few minutes have served as a confirmation for you or an inspiration to go forth and continue to extend love to the Son of God and heal the mind. Or you might be horrified. That's certainly a possible reaction, isn't it? You might find yourself in abject denial saying, this course is total BS. This pixelated image on my screen, yeah, he's total BS. Actually, it's an image on your screen. It's pretty insubstantial, isn't it? Another profound idea. If God is the only reality and there is no separation of any kind, there is no world, you're not a body, which you know. This is an idea that's repeated throughout A Course in Miracles. Doesn't mean, again, as we were just saying, that you have to accept that, especially if this is the first time you're hearing it, especially then, because, well, we're not conditioned to believe any of this, really. If you were, fantastic. Most of us were not. This course may be something that you choose to study and practice, or maybe it's not, but you're here today for a reason. What exactly that is, you'll know. But you're here. This course aims to help us clarify our perception, the way we see everything. It's upside down and backwards. We're learning here, studying and practicing A Course in Miracles, to turn our perception right side up. From there, truth dawns of itself. That's awakening that I just mentioned. When our perception is completely clarified, when we see things as they really are, truly 100% as they really are, truth dawns of itself. This perception is instantly translated into what we call knowledge, knowledge of God, the only reality. That's awakening, final awakening, enlightenment, liberation, whatever you want to call it. This course directs you to this clarified perception. That's as far as our learning can go. From there, truth dawns of itself. We mentioned a few minutes ago that what passes for our lives here on this spinning, wobbling planet is a dream, including the planet itself. That's why we call enlightenment awakening. We're in the process of waking up. And you know what? Because you're watching this, you've come a long way and you're almost there. Want to go there completely? Excellent. Stick around. Your inner teacher will guide you. Once again, what you see before you is an assemblage of electronic dots. It is reconfigured, constellated, repurposed somehow with this technological stuff that we have access to into the image of a middle-aged man who's lost, being a middle-aged man, a substantial portion of his hair that was once so abundant on top of his head with gray hairs. It's an image speaking a language that you can understand. It's an image that we can relate to, sort of, without being plunged off the cliff of existential dread. When something lands for you, it's the Holy Spirit. That's what's speaking to you in this video. It's what's speaking to you in every video. And it speaks to you all of the time, not just in this form, but in countless other forms, intuitive hits, thoughts, memories, sight, sound, smell, something that reminds you of something beyond this limited conception that we have of ourselves. We're invited to let these limits go. Want to join me? All right. So, whatever your reactions to these foundational ideas of A Course in Miracles, I very much appreciate your being here. And for those of you who have not subscribed, I would like to invite you to please go ahead and join us. That's the prompt in the corner of your screen. When you click that arrow here, you'll be invited to join us. So please go ahead and do that. Several videos appear each week. And questions and comments, even if you just wish to pop in and say hello, I'd love to hear from you. Questions are most welcome. So if you've got them, please feel welcome to leave them here in the comment thread on YouTube. All right. So I thank you, as always, for joining me, and I will talk to all of you very soon.